in store here, as it'll be the Dragons of Rio de Janeiro taking on the Denver Broncos.
Strap in. This will be a good one. 2 one-loss teams getting together as they're underway on EA Sports.
Come on, set!
Now Hall to start the drive. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. When you look at this Bronco defense, well, they've been very good this year against the pass, currently holding on to a top 10 ranking at number 10.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, it'd easily move into the top 5.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. Here's Lance. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Nick Benito coming in there to record the sack. But defensively, you really can't script the start much better. You get a 3 and out and a sack.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. They kept him short of a first down on 1st and 2nd down. And then on 3rd down, they pick up a sack. What tremendous momentum for them to start this game.
Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. They'll bring a tight end in motion left.
A man who was lost for the year in Week 4 last season. Here's Javonte Williams.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, this defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
And they needed to be, because the game was a game we don't see very often anymore. Low scoring, slugging it out in the trenches. One play can make the difference type of thing.
Well, they get to Stroud, nowhere to go, and he goes down.
They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up 3rd down on the sack.
You'll see what they have drawn up here, a little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down.
7 Pirates! 7 Pirates! Come 19! Come 19!
Stroud on 3rd down now. That's complete. It's Greg Dulcich.
And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. 17 yards for the Broncos there as they've got themselves a 1st down.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
They run on 1st down as they're able to get this forward for about 4.
The Broncos at 3-1 here through their first 4 games. And they're hitting their stride of late. Winners of 3 of their last 4.
And I thought they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Here's Stroud. Got his man, it's Dulcich.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
Play action. Stroud now. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
Second and 10.
No.
Stroud looking to change the play.
79 Broncos.
And second and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32.
Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
Ninth play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile.
Stroud here on 3rd and long. That's to the sideline, and it's intercepted. Sauce Gardner puts it on.
And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line.
Intercepted. They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Throwing on first down is Lance. He completes that to Garrett Wilson.
And he will be out of bounds here on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter.
Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 3 forthcoming.
Ready. Striker, 3-3. Ready.
Working from the gun, Lance.
He's got the hook up to Lazard. First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a first down.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
And able to get this to the 31.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
They got to get to the 23 here on 3rd.
Play action, now it's Lance.
And this throw will be intercepted.
And the Broncos will take over here at their own 12-yard line.
Wow, so wipe out the INT roughing the passer. What a disaster.
An absolute disaster, and you hope their lockers are not right next to each other for the postgame. Safe to say one is not buying the other dinner.
A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10.
Lance's throw into the hands here of Hardman.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it's 2nd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5. At the Broncos' 10-yard line.
Switch, yellow. Ready?
On 2nd down, a run with Hall.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll run with Hall.
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown.
Breece Hall with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Dragons post the first points of the ballgame as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter.
Zuerlein good with a PAT. And that makes the score 7-0. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21.
At their own 21-yard line.
On the jump.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10.
And Stroud now to throw. Got an open man here, and it's K.J. Hamler.
And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Now 2nd and 3. On 2nd down, here's Mitchell.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
They'll try and pick it up with Mitchell. On the turn and run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40.
Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal.
They'll run with Mitchell.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Broncos are an extra point away from drawing level.
Nice job of polishing off that drive, but all the credit there goes to that play prior.
Yeah, it certainly does, because after that big play, I think resistance almost felt futile at that point, didn't it? And the very next play, they come right back, quick, fast, and in a hurry, and put it in the end zone.
Extra point by Moore, up and good. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
First down and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Ready, set.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Ready.
They fake the handoff. Now Lance. Gonna look deep for Wilson. And this is incomplete. It looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
And that is not what you expect from a receiver of his caliber. Sometimes you get a little ahead of yourself. You don't look it in, and all of a sudden it's on the ground. A surprise to all.
Lance going to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Red, yellow. Hut, hut.
Lance now to throw. Incomplete.
I know we're just in the second quarter and there's a ways to go in this game, but that's a second drop. I'm wondering if that's a little bit of an alarm bell for them when they start calling plays on the offensive side of the ball.
His eyes already looking upfield on that last one before he brought it in.
Down.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Hut, hut.
Straight ahead is Hall. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half.
Here we go.
Here now a 3rd down and 8.
Ready.
Now Lance steps away. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Excellent work there by Lance as he scrambles for the first down.
Partner, there's a downside to everything, and the danger of man coverage is if you're locking down your target, you often turn your back to the quarterback and you don't see him. Sometimes you open up a big lane for him to hit you for big yardage, and that was an astute play by him to scramble out, see that lane, and burn them for a first down.
Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
Concentration, so key on a ball like that. It's hard. I know how difficult it is, but that's a ball you've got to come up with. And instead, a big play is going to slip through their fingers, literally and figuratively.
He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Let's go.
9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Off of play action, here's Lance. Pass taken in by his big tight end. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. They're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23.
But give them credit for a good read right there because they read the man coverage on the right side and sent the tight end a few steps down the field and then angled him to the left on a crossing route.
He's pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright.
Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. It's DJ Turner who's got it. And the Broncos are going to take over at
at their own 11-yard line. Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner, and with good reason, as you saw there.
He only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was one where you didn't need the full time to make the selection. You called that pick in early, and he shows why he was so coveted with that interception there.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out the running game.
Ready.
Stroud now on 1st and 10. Checks this one down. It's Mitchell.
First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. Set and ready to go for the 2nd half. 1 touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
At their own 21-yard line.
On the ready.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23.
Go street.
They run it again with Williams. A strong running.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
And they'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Pat the street. Pat the street.
And they'll go play action here with Stroud. He's got his target. That's complete. Down the right sideline. And he's going to be forced out of bounds inside the 5-yard line.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Oh, my goodness. I'll tell you what, 3rd down, all you're thinking is, what can we do to keep this drive going to get enough yardage to move the sticks? You're certainly not thinking about taking this one almost the length of the field, but that's exactly what happens here. What a play, and what a change of fortunes.
And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down.
He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal.
Mitchell will take it in. Touchdown, Denver. Hard to argue with that being their best drive of the game so far as they use the running game to get them into the end zone.
Couldn't agree more, partner. Prior to that drive, they sputtered a little bit, but it looks like they found the formula. I would expect them to go back to that more and more as this game develops.
Marr on for the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game.
Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And Charles, you and I said at intermission, feels like we're set up for a good second half. Well, the other side scored, and now it's up to them to answer. How do they respond here with their first drive of the second half?
Well, bottom line is they just saw the ball go in the end zone against their defense, and they saw what good offense looks like. They believe they've got a good offense as well. Run the best plays you've got to the top performers you have and try and move that ball down the field for an answering score.
Lance to throw on second down here.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
Another attempt, another incompletion. And when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points. And the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones who need to touch the ball.
Throwing is Lance on third down.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by Riley Moss.
And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to nerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one, or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
Stroud to the air on 1st and 10.
Sutton reeling it in on the left side. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
Stroud wants to change it up with an audible. Mims in motion left. First down, here's Mitchell.
They'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8.
Stroud on third down now.
And that is incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing fourth down.
Now Brett Maher for the field goal try. This from 25 yards out. The kick by Maher is good. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7.
So they got the turnover started with great field position, but in the end, the defense able to hold firm, and they only get 3 out of it.
And I like what you said right there. That defense able to hold firm, backed up into the shadow of their own end zone. The goalpost right behind them. They had to make sure they didn't give up the 6. And boy, they came through in a big way. To them, even though they gave up 3, that's a win for their side.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
All again on second down. And he'll manage only a couple here up to the 25.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
A third down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points.
This is Lazard with a catch out left. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think this running game, or should I say lack of one, is making this defense look better than what they really are.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
Here's Lance.
He'll buy some time right. Now on the run, he'll throw it back deep over the middle.
Well, Lance throws the interception, his 3rd. And the Broncos are going to get the football back as time will run out in this 3rd quarter of play.
So it'll be a change of possession on the turnover when we get back. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching.
Ready?
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
They have to like the position that they are in. Fourth quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
He took a shot there, but boy, was that ill-advised from my viewpoint. Coverage was awfully tight. How did he get away with that one not being picked off?
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 22 yards there, a first down.
The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the fourth, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. They continue to throw these safe passes. Who can blame them?
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has now received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
A give running right is Hall.
And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. And this offense on third down today, they've been very good. 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
On third down, here's Hall.
And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
Now a play fake. Lance.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss.
Safety blitz, such a fun play call to witness when it works. And the deep man can get home for a sack. Great timing by him. Interception earlier in this contest. Now a sack. He's definitely campaigning for Player of the Week honors, isn't he, Bud?
Oh, no, he lost the football.
Bad place to fumble down here in the red zone. At least they got it. They'll have another shot. Or no, they won't have another shot. It's going to be fourth down. Maybe they can at least salvage 3.
And they were thinking 6 points because at this position of the field, it's go time, right? You take your shots at the end zone. They weren't able to do that one. So you look over at the sideline. There's the head coach saying, oh, heck, kick it. Field goal time.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And he'll return this one all the way out of the other side of the field.
In just about every special teams meeting, there's a discussion with the punter about his importance. Why? He can flip the field for your team defensively, move it deep into their own territory, or if you're backed up on offense, and he can hit a big punt and change field position and help his defense. In this case, though, field position got flipped by the return team. You can do it so many different ways on special teams.
He'll get 8 on the keeper there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. Up the middle, it's Williams. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game.
On third down, here's Mitchell.
And he's going to go backward. They get him behind the line.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
Here we go. Here we
The
go.
offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3.
Stop low, 18. Ready.
4th down. Here's Stroud. Oh, he had to force it there on 4th down, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Patrick Queen.
Past the 20. 5. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter.
That ties the game at 17.
Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. Now this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Got it. Ready.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Ready.
Here's Stroud.
Sliding out of the pocket. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on 1st down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done.
Here's 2nd down.
On 2nd down, Williams across the 30 to the 31-yard line.
Well, just a gigantic play here, both sides. This is 3rd and inches.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams.
And he will have the Broncos 1st down, at least at first glance, as they'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
I think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one right here.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams.
And he'll get a few yards here to the 34.
Clock's under a minute. Still plenty of time, Parker. They have all 3 timeouts.
That means they have plenty of options in their play calling and where they target on the field. They can throw it downfield, maybe even in the middle, and use their timeouts.
70, Timberwolf. Hurt. Right there, hurt. Go.
Now Stroud.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game.
A big play needed, no doubt. 3rd and long.
Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
A big play looming on 3rd down.
18 Cougar 19. Ready.
Stroud to throw it.
That is caught. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
From the gun to give to Mitchell.
As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game.
Talk about controlling the football and controlling the drive. And with runs like that, they'll continue to do exactly that.
19 tight. 19 tight. Ready.
Stroud. Able to find the open man. That's complete.
This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining.
Here we go.
Here's first and goal.
Check smash. Check smash. Trap 60. Trap 60. Dragon 60.
Here's Stroud.
This is going to be caught. He got it. It's a touchdown. Forget overtime. They're going to win the football game right now.
Charles, that's a pretty good response from a rookie quarterback. He's had his struggles in this game, including the interception on the last drive, but there he takes him down the field and puts it in the end zone.
I agree with everything you just said right there, and there's a silver lining to all of this, his resiliency. Because let's face it, when things are going bad and you're a youngster, they often continue to go bad. But in his mind and his actions, he said, this stops right here. And how about the positive play he just turned in?
Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away.
Kene Nwangwu now out of his end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
Let's go. Black shot.
One final try now for Lance.
And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over.
Well, it took us until the final play, Charles, to officially